Hi, welcome to my channel. I am the Hommeyosh, and in this video we're going to continue modeling props. We're going to do a sewer, put it underneath the building that we modeled from last video. We're going to get into some textures from Polyhaven and Pixabay, and I'm going to show you how to download those and put into a file so you can bring them into Blender. So let's get to it.
Now this is where I get most of my textures from. Or I just go to pixabay, where I get most of my images from. And I just type in textures. And just make sure on pixabay that you give the credit from the texture you got. Saying we want this table here. You go to free download, you download it out here, and you save it as you want. Or you can open the file, and there's your texture right there. Now for these ones for Polyhaven, the textures, when you download it, you want to open it up and just give it a minute. It's a zip file. It's full of different images. Okay, so I'm going to double click on the folder. Now I'm going to go to textures. Now these are all your textures here. And you just flip through them. I usually just take the colorful one, but if you're doing bump mapping, which I am having a problem importing right now, the grayscale would be, the white and gray would be compliant. But if you just need an image texture, there's your image. The best way to do it is just drag and drop. So you got your file here, just take this file and then you drag it into the file that you have where you want your textures to be. For instance, let me open up just a plain file explorer. Open up my PC. I'm just going to do a quick demo file. Demo folder. Here's my folder right here. Let me shrink this one. Okay, so this is the one online. And I'm just going to drag it. And there it is. You can drag all the textures if you want. There's all your textures. This is the easiest way. Like I said, this is for Polyhaven. If in Pixabay you could download just the picture, it's just the image itself, but make sure you give the credit. I would also give the credit to Polyhaven if you're downloading it and you see the author's name up there and say, hey, you know, I got it off of Polyhaven, such and such made it. So I just wanted to go over that real quick. Other than that, so let's get started on Blender. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Okay, so real quick, I want to go into your default settings as soon as it pops up. What I'm using, instead of meters, I have changed mine to millimeters. So if you go here under units, you see I'm under the metric system. Now I put my unit scale at 0.001. Now when you do that, you also want to change, where is it, right here, scaling, and make sure you match your scaling to what you match here. So that will be your grid in the background. But I changed mine to millimeters for that reason. When I do 3D printing, I can match it up because I got my 3D printer goes off in millimeters. So that's what I got. You can keep it at whatever you want. But when you change something, you want to go under your files, under default here, and save startup files. So when you can also just like, I want to get rid of this. Oh, first, yeah, I want to get rid of this. And I want to get rid of the camera. I don't want that. So I go under my default files, save startup files, and then I go to new, general, don't save. As you see, it starts up without the cube, and you go under your units, and my units are 0.001 under the metric system, and it's under millimeters. My length is under millimeters. So after we've done that, let's go and do a little bit of modeling. Okay, Okay, this is I'm gonna start my little shortcuts. So you can see my shortcuts down here on the left here. So we're just gonna go ahead and show those off. Okay. So you can see those. Shift A. Well, since you can see those, I'm not gonna say what I'm hitting. Add a cube. And I'm going to go over to the scaling here, and I'm going to do 5, and my tab, 5, and my tab, and I'm going to bring this down to 0.2, no, 0.01, 2 flat, 0.02. Does that look? If you got a piece of drywall, that's what it would look like. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Also, I want to add, let's make sure we call this wall 1. And then we're going to add in another mesh, shift it. Cylinder. Now this is going to be my pipe going through, so I just want to center it. Yeah, I do want to keep it centered. Just want to bring it down just a little bit and scale it. And we're adding a shaped smooth. And then I'm going to select my square. So then I'm going to go into my modifiers, and I am going to add in volume. So I have on difference, and then I'm going to select the cylinder. I'm going to apply it, and then I'm going to delete the cylinder. That's amazing, right? Go to tab here, go to faces, and you got your hole there. I'm going to see if I can delete these here. Nope. Let's just let them stay. I will work on it as far as those lines, but those edges there, but that's just the way it is for now. Well, let me see if I can get rid of this one here. There we go. Okay, that's the right thickness. Now I want to add my materials. I'm just going to give it a color so I can recognize it green. And I'm actually going to add a lot of more materials there. So it's there. Alright, so now I'm going to my UV. Well, I'm going back to my edit mode first. And I'm going to go to UVs. I'm going to unwrap the UVs. UV editing. Just select everything. Make sure everything's selected. Well, these are being obstinate. you know, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna hit Alt, select the square. We're just going to select the whole thing, scale it out. Okay, then I want to just drag in my... Oh, sorry, I want to go to shading first. And then I want to drag in my background. Now, I want to put on base color. And I'm still having trouble exporting bump maps, but I'm still gonna put them on. I can bake them later. So I'm gonna select my image, Shift D, and then I'm gonna add the bump. Put your norms to norms, and your color to height. Out a little bit. There we go. There we go. Just need to move this around. And there we go. You know, I found out my problem. I'm gonna need to go to edit mode, and I just need to go to faces, like this face, this face. Yep, that's it. Because I was selecting the sides as well, and the sides have a little depth to it. Let me just slide this up a little bit. Actually, I want to do a rotate. And I want to get the sludge at the bottom. Looks like it's coming from the pipe. Do a little layout. Still doesn't look right. Down just a tad. There we go. And now if we look in the back of it, it's mirrored. So if I export this in Unity, you can see both sides. If I were to export this in Unity or Unreal or Unity, both at game engines, it would only see the one side as a plane. But since it's a cube, you can be able to see both sides, which is great. So there we go. Let's go ahead and rotate this up. Since we're in object mode, I want to go 90 degrees. Selected. Now I want to bring in. I want to go to edit mode. No, I got to bring in another cube. So I'm gonna go and put in the same dimensions for the scaling. 0.01. Oh no, it was 0.02, that's right. Okay, now that we got this exploited in, I have it over my sewer walls, and I'm going to move this cursor up a little bit. There. Okay. And then I'm going to hit Shift A. I'm going to add in a cube. I'm going to expand it out 15. And I want to do the width 0.2. Let's go to this 0.1. That fills in the gap in between. So now I want to move this over a little bit. Let me hit G. I want to call this ground. Now I also want to import another cylinder, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this out a little bit. Zoom in there. I wanted to get pretty much same width as the ladder. That seems about right. Okay, so I'm going to do shade smooth. I'm going to click on the square. Go to my modifiers. I'm going to add in a boolean and make sure I have difference selected. And I am going to select the cylinder. I'm going to apply. Make sure the cylinder is selected, and I'm going to move it out of the way. I'm going to turn this into a manhole cover a little bit later. There, we got our hole. So there, from here, I am going to have a little ladder going up, but I just wanted to make sure I get that done. But let me select a material. Material. Highlight it green, make sure that's green. And I'm going to drag in my textures. Oh no, we gotta go to shaders first. Then I can drag in my textures. And one thing I didn't do is I didn't do my UV editing. Shift D to duplicate. Take you off of vector, put some heights down on my bump map. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna drag this one down then. Put color to heights and my norms to my norms. There we go. Material did I just add that to? Well, that was the cylinder. I selected the wrong piece. Alright, so yeah, let me add a new material there. Let's keep it the same color. We'll drag in the same material. Color to the base. Back it up a little bit. Shift D, duplicate. Put it in your bump map. Color to heights, norms to norms. So far that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go into, I'm going to tab into my edit mode. I'm going to get my top face, select, make sure they're selected. I'm going to select my bottom face with something else. And I'm going to go to UV unwrap. That's pretty good. It doesn't look like I need to do anything. Now what I want to do is I want to change this over to something else. So I'm going to add a new material. So go get a plus sign, new material. Right now I'm just going to select brown, or black, or gray. There we go. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to put a pin in that for now. I don't have the texture. So I'm going to figure out the texture. Then I'm going to put on there some dirt texture and pull it in, deal with it. I can actually, what I can do is I can take the same texture that I used and just plug it into my bump mapping for now. But when I export it into Unreal, you're not going to be able to see it, so, but it'll still be here. There we go. Got it. So that's our ground. I also want to make a ground for the sewer. When I export this into Unreal, I'm just going to put some material for that, like the water. So on what I'm going to do, select it here. I'll get back at tab out. I'm just going to duplicate one of these, tab into edit mode, Shift D, there we go. I want to scale it out a little bit, that's about right. Hit G, I'm going to go back just a tad. Now I'm going to hit edges, select this edge here, hit Alt, hit F to fill, and now I'm going to go UV, unwrap, and jeez, UV editing. I'm going to come back to that, I guess. Scale it. Scale sideways. Run the x-axis. G. See my layout, see how it looks. That's okay, I guess. No, it's not. It's too big. That would do. Tab it back into edit mode. Hit Alt. Oh, hit 3 faces. Hit Alt, select this whole area, select my new side, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, drag. This scales up a little bit. Here we go. Shift Alt, duplicate, D, moving on over. Right there. Make sure my sides are all connected there. Alright, there we go. So next, right here, I want to select a cylinder. Go to object mode, I'm going to add mesh cylinder. I want to turn it 90 degrees, or rotate it 90 degrees. Here, just line it up. Alright, I'm going to scale it a little bit. Oh, no, I'm going to do that. Tab into edit mode. Delete these faces. Tab out. I am going to add a modifier. I'm going to solidifier. Just to 1. Just 2.1. Stop a little bit. Let's scale it in. Alright, that's where I want. So I'm going to actually delete that modifier for now, but I am going to add that on later. I want to do the textures first. So I have this texture, but I am running out of time. So we're going to come back to this on the next video. And we're going to add in some textures onto the pipe. We are going to import this in Unity, and we are going to add some water, and we're going to do some cool stuff later. So until then, keep creating. Just see what you can do. Take what I just taught you, cutting in holes, bring in materials. Go and try. Go to Polyhaven. Go to Pixabay. Try it out. See what you like. Try your materials. Just like I said, just drag it onto it. Make a folder, just drag all those materials, all those textures on it, and just play with it. See what you like, see what you don't like. If you don't like something, you can always change it. That's a great thing about Blender. So, till next time, keep creating, and have a good night.